Hey everyone, this is Ballistic MC, and this is my first ever playthrough of Project Ozone Lite. As well as it being my first playthrough of this pack, this is also my first YouTube series. So please feel free to leave any comments that you have of how I could possibly streamline this, make this a little bit better. Please feel free to reach back out as I kind of figure my way out with all of you guys. So I want to point out I've only been playing for about 5 or 6 months, so there is a good chance that I will fumble and derp my way through this, which I'm not super worried about because part of me doing this was to get feedback from you guys, and it seems to be the fastest way to learn. I have been a part of the System Collapse Patreon community, and I've learned so much from those guys, and they've kind of inspired me to go ahead and start this. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to them and System for having an awesome community that he's fostered. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Yeah, there are a few things in this pack that are kind of new for me. I've never played anything progression-based before. Normally just, Direwolf packs or Skyblock stuff that's been pretty open world. So I'm excited for some of this. I believe that Project E is in this. Yeah. So we have the transmutation tablet and some of the extreme crafting here at the end, which I'm looking forward to. Just stuff that I'm not really familiar with, so I'm looking forward to the challenge. Going over the stuff you start with the better questing book, the materials and you from Tinkerers, and the Lexica Britannia for Britannia. I'm going to get these two books out of my inventory, seeing that we're not going to tackle them right away, and we'll start with the questing book. From here, we'll go to Welcome to Light and start with the Random Act of Kindness. Here, we're just going to go ahead and hit the checkbox, hit submit, and pick a loot chest. Also, as a secondary reward, you get a diamond, a torch, and an oak sapling, which is super important because that's how we're going to get the pack started. So let's go ahead and grab one of these loot chests and see what we got. And a cave spider charm. Awesome, that's going to do me a lot of good. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw these things in our inventory because we don't need them right away, and we'll get started on the slapping. Alright, so there is torque in the pack, so we're going to go ahead and shift our way. Oh, perfect. Oh, man. Starting off right. I think I'm just going to go ahead and or excavate this, or vein mine it, and see if I can catch any falling saplings. And, of course. Alright, well, it looks that one has landed on some of the living wood down here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Oh, boy. And, there we go. Awesome. Get back up here. And hope we have better luck with the next tree. Actually, before that happens, I'm going to go ahead and create a crafting bench real quick. Or a crafting station, rather. Because one thing that is pretty unique to the Project Ozone packs as compared to something like Skyblock or Sky Factory for that matter is... Oh, perfect. Did we catch that? Nope. It looks like that one got past us. Let's hope for another one. Oh, there we go. Is that even though Ex Nihilo is in the pack, sieving dirt is not the only way to get stone. And I'll show you guys in a second after we harvest this wood. So with an open hand, you're going to want to shift and right click on the dirt in front of you, and that will get you the pebbles that you would normally get from sieving dirt, but it comes right from the grass. So I've actually gone ahead and created a macro with my keyboard, and I'm going to go ahead and let that run for a second. Maybe. There we go. To go ahead and get us started with a little bit of stone. So we can go ahead and build a platform out here. Because I want to make sure that we are definitely maximizing all the saplings that we get from our drops. Okay, that should be enough to get started here. I'm actually going to turn these into slabs right away so we can maximize the space that we're in. Also, another thing that I want to do is very quickly make some sticks, and I'm going to spend my first diamond on a builder's wand, because I know that I would like to expand my platform pretty quickly here, and it can be pretty frustrating to try to just use the basic stone wand that you would normally make kind of off the start. So we're going to go ahead and get started here, because I would like to kind of maximize all the saplings that we get, so we're not chasing trees around any longer. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Yeah, so I think I am going to make a cut here real quick, and I will do some more twerking for some trees and go ahead and build a much larger platform, and I will see you guys shortly. Okay, welcome back. As you guys can see, I let my macro run for a little bit and got us some cobblestone. I am going to, well, first of all, actually, you know what? I'll make 2 of these guys and put them over to the side real quick, because one thing that I want to get going right away is some light, actually. So let's go ahead and do this, and actually we got another quest, so let's go ahead and do that. Early cobble. Oh, forgetting the furnace. Perfect. We'll grab the top loot chest and another spider charm. Fantastic. Okay. So while these guys are going, I think I am going to turn these into slabs real quick. Not all of them, but a good majority of them, and get a nice big platform to get started on here. Because there are a few things that I would like to get to here in the first episode, and this is a good way to get started. Yeah, so like I said, this is my first series, so please feel free to leave any feedback, give me some tips. I'm relatively new to Minecraft and the space in general, so keep them coming, and hopefully if you guys like this, I can keep it up, and I'll keep the content pretty regular. I'm shooting for a few times a week maybe, and we'll go from there, just see how it kind of goes. Okay, now that the platform is all lit up, you know what, I actually think I am going to leave that dirt from now, because I really don't want to deal with the water that's down there. Let's go ahead and take care of a few things off the bat. I want to go ahead and start by making myself a few drawers. Oops. I think these are kind of the best way to get organized early. I know normally when I find myself playing Skyblocks, there are a few things that kind of clog up my inventory immediately. One is the, kind of the slabs that I build with. In a second here, we'll see, the wood, and then I kind of leave that open for whatever ends up coming our way. So let's go ahead and snag a few of these and get these growing. One thing I actually found out pretty recently about twerk is that pressing shift is not the only way to make these trees grow, but actually a better way is to run. So every once in a while I'll go ahead and leave myself a little bit of room on the platform to get these trees growing off the bat. Looks like we got a pretty decently sized tree. And one thing I want to do right away is go ahead and make use of these silkworms. I will build another crook actually while I'm at it. Because one thing I want to do is get a bed going, so I don't have to worry too much about the dark while I'm trying to square away the little makeshift base we have going here. Let's go ahead and gather these trees. Oh, I didn't even realize I had claimed another quest. So we'll grab that, put these guys away real quick. heading over into the Better Questing book, we'll see we got this one here. Grab this loot chest and the 1 block storage for a basic drawer, which we got for organization. I think next I'm going to go ahead and get into sieving, or the sieving as they call it. And you know what? I might get Tinkerers going as well too. Okay. Let's see here. Open these guys real quick. An Invar hammer. And that's not really going to do us much. Okay. Actually, you know what? I will build another chest right here so we can kind of put our miscellaneous stuff here. Because we have our other books and we have a few living wood. And I'd like to go ahead and put my drops there if I could. Awesome. So we'll put these guys away. I always like to store a spare sapling because, well, without that you kind of have to restart. So, okay, this, and I'll turn this into stone real quick. And then I think I saw a quest for barrels. Yeah, to get going on clay. So just in case we get some rain here, I want to be ready for that. So let's make some slabs. And I believe this is the barrel recipe. Yep. Okay, we'll start with 2 over here. Also, if you go ahead and hit F7, I'm sure most of you guys know this already, but you can get your light overlay. It looks a little different in every pack. Go ahead and try to hit the corners here and keep everything illuminated. Alright. Getting some charcoal here. And also another thing, I normally use the juicer from Pam's, because I believe Pam's Harvest Craft is in here. Yeah. But it has been nerfed in this pack, I believe. So if you go ahead and look at apple juice, yeah, it's actually the same hunger and saturation as the apple itself. So you can go ahead and save yourself the stone early game and just use the apples. We'll try to move over to other food sources pretty soon here. I know you can cook some of the silkworms, and then we're gonna get a mob farm up and running pretty quickly, so we can always dry out zombie flesh for jerky. But yeah, let's go ahead and grow another batch of trees real quick, and then we'll get those. Come on, these 2 guys are pretty pesky. Alright, I'll just leave them for now. We're going to go ahead and get these silkworms going. I like to use most of them just because I'm not really a big fan of sitting and waiting for the trees to get infested. One thing that is nice about the silkworms is that they will spread to other blocks, so if you only have 1 or 2, it might take you a little while, but you can go ahead and put them up in the trees. And as you can see, it's spreading pretty quick up there. So I'm going to want to make myself a crook real quick. Let's do this, because we'll probably need a few with the amount of infested leaves. Because if you break the trees, the leaves won't despawn. But you do need a crook to break these, otherwise you won't be able to harvest the string from them. And that's really important, because you don't want to waste all of your silverworms and not get anything from it. So let's go ahead and collect this real quick. I was going to make a bed, but the sun seems to be rising. We can go ahead and make a bed anyway. 3 there real quick. And a bed. Perfect. We'll go ahead and put this, well, I guess it doesn't really matter for right now because I'm going to be moving everything in between episodes. Of course, we got one of the taller trees here. So, we'll go ahead and grab our crooks. Get these guys out of my face. Awesome. Looks like we're going to have to do some climbing. Yeah, so one thing that I would like to do kind of before the end of the episode here I'm going to try to shoot to make these, between 20 and 30 minutes, about an average episode length. I'd like to get our Ex Nihilo stuff up and running, because one thing that I believe this pack has gated is the only thing you can receive from sieving anything through string is gravel. And it's much cheaper to make the flint, it's much cheaper to make the flint by using gravel instead of sieving it. So we'll go ahead and clean up the rest of the stuff up here. We will have plenty of string to do all the things that we need to do. I might actually go ahead and make another drawer for these guys. Just so, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna need to go clean that up. Okay. Make some chests real quick, and then perfect. Okay. Yeah, so like I was saying, I'd really like to get into Ex Nihilo just to kind of begin today, and then maybe we can get through some of the early Tinkerer stuff, and then really I'd like to get to the Nether as quickly as possible, because I believe in this pack the Nether is the actual Nether. It's not a Skyblock Nether, and I think there is Nether ores in this pack, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Nether ores in this pack. So that's going to be a really quick way to kind of skip my least favorite part of the early game Skyblock, which is the sieving and the grind that is. So I'm going to go ahead and make a cut real quick. I'm going to clean this up, and I'll be back with you guys once I have everything a little more organized. And we're back. As you can see, I've kind of expanded the platform, expanded the platform a little bit, and made some sieves. They are actually pretty cheap in this pack. Just a slab and 2 sticks, as compared to having the normal wooden planks on either side. So I was able to make a bunch of that really quickly. I also ran the macro a few more times and hammered it down and got a bunch of gravel. I made the string meshes from the drops right before the cut, and made a few flint stiffen meshes, but just wanted to show you how I was doing that. So the gravel recipe of 3 gravel equals 1 flint is in this pack, so I went ahead and made a bunch of it. I'll make a bunch more. Not exactly how much sure we'll need. Definitely more than that, actually. So we'll go ahead and make this. That should be about right. Okay. And actually might have to make some more. Yeah, definitely. Okay. I normally go right for 25, just because I don't like messing around with less than the maximum amount, because the effects kind of stack. So let's see, and just a few more here. Just another 3 should do it. Perfect. And in between the cut, I did finish up a bunch of quests here. Actually, only 2. So we'll grab the loot chest from here, and the loot chest from here. Let's see what we got. Fleet feet, and oh, very nice. Yeah, I am very excited to use thermal in this pack. I know I relied really heavily on Ender IO in 1.7 and 1.10, but when 1.12 came out and Ender IO didn't port over, I really got to kind of dig deep with thermal and ended up really loving it. It gives you a ton of flexibility. If you know what you want to do with it, it can allow you to kind of pretty much do anything you want. It might not be as pretty, especially the cabling, but flexibility as far as the things that you're able to do. It's pretty crazy. It's one of my favorite mods. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. Yeah, and as you can see, we're getting through the stuff pretty quickly, given the fact that we do have 25. And wow, yeah, we got a ton of resources here. I know that the chances are pretty high. Also, if you are going to go right for the 25 meshes, and you don't really want to burn through that much gravel, and you want to kind of take your chances, you can sift a lot of the gravel, and it allows you to get flint. I believe it's a 25% chance per piece of gravel, which is 1 for every 4 instead of 1 for every 3. But if you want to go ahead and get other resources out of that gravel, instead of just solely using it for the flint itself, then you can definitely do that. I'm going to go ahead and drop the majority of this stuff over here, given the fact that I really don't want it clogging up the inventory. And I am going to go ahead and start on Tinkerers real quickly, see if we can go ahead and get that done. We still haven't gotten any rain yet. We're in an extreme hills biome, so I should be expecting some, but it's day 3 and we haven't gotten any. I've made sure that we've had an open wooden barrel, because I know we have some water down there, and then we can go ahead and make a source block, and we won't have to worry about that any longer. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the quest book and see kind of what's next. I know that I said I wanted to get into Tinkerers. I do need the water to complete the barrels and clay quest up here, and actually might go ahead and start towards lava. One thing that I want to do is find out how we can get ourselves some Elorium dust. I don't know if it's even available through receiving. Oh, okay, here we go, the chunks. Perfect. Okay, flint stiffened and sand. That's going to be our highest chance here. Only 2%. It goes up to 12 iron, but given that we haven't gotten into Tinkerers yet and gotten any rain, I think I want to steer clear of that. But I'd like to get Elorium up and running as fast as possible. I know that it's, what is it, a 25% boost times 25% or times 20%. I'm not entirely sure. I also am not sure if the superheating unit from Mechanism. Do we even have a Mechanism in this pack? Yes, it looks that way. Yep. So let's see if the superheating unit... Perfect. I guess we're going to have to see, because I know that's 120 times instead of the, Elorium, which is 20 times, and respectively 3 for lava and 1 for a torch. So I wanted to move towards that quickly as possible, because that'll allow us to get some basic RF up and running pretty quickly. But let's go ahead and get into Tinkerers, seeing that we don't have any rain, which is kind of keeping us back from moving forward with some of the other quests. Made way too many patterns. I don't think we'll ever need that many. But let's go ahead and go through. We're going to need a pattern chest. 2 of these. And we'll turn both of them off the bat into crafting stations. Make one of those a tool station. What do we have? Crafting station, tool station. We need a part builder. And I guess the last one is a stencil table? Yep. Okay. So let's go ahead and put these down. Awesome, and there's the quest. I'm going to go ahead and just toss these right here for now. I'm going to move everything around in between episodes, so I'm not really concerned about it for the time being. Now that we have iron, I have access to chisel. So I'm going to go ahead and make some aesthetic improvements kind of around the base. I'll go ahead and throw these here, and just in case for some reason we need to go wild with the patterns, we'll have those over there. Okay, so right off the bat, I know I'm going to want a pickaxe, hatchet, or an axe head, a binding pattern, and a tool rod. Here we go. Go ahead and drop those off in the pattern chest. Let's go ahead and make ourselves some tools real quick. Looks like I don't have any cobble. Is there any over here? Nighttime. Alright, let's go ahead and sleep real quick. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and make some tinkerer's tools real quick just so I have them in my hands. Just out of wood and stone. They're really easy to repair. And the faster I level up, I can kind of replace as I go as far as tool parts go. And I kind of want some of those bonuses open as we hit the nether and start using our tools a little more frequently. So let's go ahead and throw some wood in, get our 2 tool rods, our 2 tool bindings, and swap out for some cobble. Make an axe head and a pick. Head over to the tool station and throw one of those in there. Throw one of these in there. And there we go. So let's go ahead and claim that quest. Awesome. And see what we got. Mana Steel. Okay. Not super helpful right now. I actually don't know how much Botania I'm going to do. I've done it quite a bit in the last few packs that I've played, and I mean, it's a great mod. I just not quite sure. I know we're going to have to get into some of it, especially as we get further down the line, but yeah, I think I'm going to push that off pretty much as far as I can. I'm not a big fan of magic. I'm more of a tech fan myself. But I'm going to go ahead and let that go. Get a little more wood here. Oh, stuck in the trees. Punch my way out. And yeah, basically at this point we're waiting on a few things. One of them being water. Let's see what else we have here. Now that we're through that. Yeah, a big one's Tinker's here. Also some clay for lava to get that going. Let's see. Can we get any? No, I don't see anything. Oh yeah, completely forgot about mystical agricultural. We're probably gonna get into that pretty soon, and then it takes us right into Ender IO. So yeah, it should be pretty quick progressing here. Now that we've kind of gotten through, I guess, the grindy stuff. Yeah. So I think this is probably a good point to wrap up. Well, I want to thank you guys for swinging by, watching this video. Like I said, please feel free to give me any tips, tricks, or critiques that you guys have. I'd love to hear from you, and hope to see you again. I'll talk to you guys later.